Hey, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today on this beautiful Sunday? Well, it was beautiful here, even though it snowed for the past 2 days, unexpectedly, but today was beautiful. The sun came out and melted all the snow that was on the ground, so back to normal. Guys, welcome to Relationship Therapy. As you know, we do this on Sundays at 9:30. So, look for me. I'm not as consistent as I would love to be, but Sundays, 9:30. If I'm going to come on, I'm going to be on. So, let's acknowledge some people. Let's wave at some people. Virgo Monster, how are you, sir? You're over there. Virgo Monster is in the military. I think he's in the Army, if I'm not mistaken. He's in, I think, Germany. So he should be the talk of the town. He's a very handsome young man. And I know in Germany, black men are very treasured. NRSE, how are you? How are you doing, sir? Twin _ 1992, how are you? Baby DOJR2, how are you? So before I bring anybody on live, and if you want to come on live, please, by all means, make a request. But before you come on live, I wanted to do something really fun. And as you guys know, I teach constellation mapping, and I use it to teach people how to date and how to find love, but also help people, and I teach people about themselves. And so tonight we had our second Constellation Dating workshop, if you want to put it in that perspective. We had a nice turnout. It's very interesting. I would say this. Since I have been doing these events, I've noticed that many of the people that have come to the first event and even the second event, they're consistent. They continue to come. They obviously value what they are getting from the events. And I just found out that two individuals that attended my first event, they met actually at my first event, and they have stayed in touch with each other ever since. And I thought that was really beautiful. In fact, even for me, I held 2 events last year, and unknowingly, I'm here to teach and help people find, relationships. And these relationships don't always have to be sexual. They don't always have to be intimate. They can be great friendships, tremendous friendships. In fact, I found 2 of the greatest best friends that you could possibly have on the face of the planet. I found them at one of my events that I was teaching. So, and we've been friends and inseparable ever since. And so, that's the beauty of these events. It doesn't always have to be sex, and it doesn't always have to be you finding a lover. And it's interesting because when these individuals come together and they come to one of the events, and today's event was like kind of very intimate. We had it at the Academy Tavern here in Cleveland, Ohio. And the way that the venue is set up, it was set up very intimate. So we kind of all just kind of sat around and, ate food and drank, drinks and stuff. And we talked about politics. We talked about business. We talked about love. We talked about ourselves, our lives. You know, it was a time of sharing. It's great fellowship. It really is great fellowship. So the next event is going to be March 24th. So mark that down on your calendar, March 24th. I'm going to be holding the third installment or the third session. But I'm thinking that this one is going to be more like a workshop style venue. Yes, there will be food and there's going to be music. And we're going to have a great time and break bread and fellowship with each other. So it's almost equivalent to going to church, you know? Because, you know, that's what church or the responsibility of church is, to bring like-minded people together, to build a community, to help each other and to network and to connect. And hey, maybe you might find love in the process. Who knows? But that's the beauty of these events. But today on relationship therapy, I wanted to apply Constellation Dating to celebrity relationships. I mean, I know everybody follows relationships, and especially when it comes to celebrities. So today on relationship therapy, let's dive into some celebrity relationships. Now, some of these relationships that I'm going to talk about, these relationships have already dissolved, and some of these relationships have not dissolved. So in the process, I'm going to explain to you why these relationships were doomed to begin with. And there's one particular relationship that I'm going to talk about. And I'm going to make a prediction tonight. I'm going to make a prediction live tonight. Mark it down on your calendar that I told you this, and it's going to come. But first, let's talk about Jermaine Dupri and Janet Jackson. As you guys know, once upon a time, these two individuals, you know, they got together. And of course, everybody looked at Janet like, what the are you doing? Like, what do you see in him? I mean, first off, he looks like a rat. I'm just saying. But he has money. I don't really know what she saw in him. Maybe it's because of his nature. Now, let's think about this. Jermaine Dupri, as we know, he's a born Sagittarius. And that means he's a fire nature. Now, I did extensive research to try to find out what his mother's birthday is, to find out what her nature is, and I was not successful. So in order to really like dive in and really understand and dissect this relationship, I'm kind of limited. And as you guys know, I teach men that in order to understand yourself the best, in order to understand who you truly are, you have to look at your mother. Now, I do understand that there are cases where men don't know their mothers, or men never met their mothers. They may have been given up for adoption. You know, it's cases out there like that. And it's very unfortunate. But, I mean, there are ways to find out. And I would say to these individuals, these men, I would say to you, do your due diligence to find out, you know, what your mother's birth date is, to find out what her nature is. And in doing so, you really will free yourself, because you find out that other piece of you that's unknown, you know. And I can imagine that can be very traumatic, you know. It can cause tremendous trauma not knowing who, you know, your birth mother is. But I would say, you know, do your due diligence to find this out. There are ways. But so we don't know Jermaine Dupri's mother's birthday. So we don't really know who Jermaine Dupri really is, but we do know one side of who he is, and we know that he's a born Sagittarius. He's a fire nature. Now, based on my evaluation of his behaviors, I would lean on the side of his mother being a fire nature. I would say Jermaine Dupri is a complete fire-natured man. I would say that his mother is an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. She's one of these three. And so when we look at Janet, I know a lot of you guys love Janet. Janet's a Taurus. So just based on what we know that Jermaine Dupri is a Sagittarius, and we know that Janet is a Taurus. And guess what? That was fucked up from the beginning. Just based on these two natures have absolutely nothing in common. They don't serve each other any purpose. There's absolutely no reciprocity between these two individuals. And clearly, just based on this information right here, this limited information, that's why it didn't work. That's why they broke up. It was doomed from the beginning. She's rooted, she's grounded, she's structured. She's all about family. She's monogamous. She's not about, another person being in the relationship. She's not about exploring, she's not about trying new and different things. If I probably got Jermaine Dupri in the police interrogation room and I got him to tell the truth, he would probably say, Janet is boring. She's boring, As sexy as she is and as fine as she is and can be, she's boring. She's boring because, when you are a earth-natured person, when you are a Capricorn, a Taurus, or a Virgo, this means that you're rooted, grounded, and structured. And there's a limit. There's a limitation to how far you're going to go with anything, There's limits. And when you have the fire and the air individuals, these natures, these are your Aquarius, your Geminis, your Libras, your Aries, your Leo, your Sagittarius. These individuals are free. They're very free. And they're very free thinking. And they're very willing to explore. And, when you explore, you tend to go down some paths that can be very questionable. And so Janet, she's not that type of chick. She's not that type of girl. So that was doomed from the beginning. That was fucked. So moving on, we're going to explore. And I know a lot of people are going to chime in on this. And a lot of people are going to probably gasp. And probably a lot of people are probably going to have to call 911. But yes, I'm going to make a prediction. And I'm going to dissect Queen B, Beyoncé, as you guys know, and Jay-Z. I'm gonna talk about their relationship. Now, the unique thing about this relationship here is I was able to find out who Jay-Z's mother is and what her nature is. And I'm going to tell you all about their relationship. Yeah, and I know some people are going to say, well, Tony, how the fuck do you know what their relationship is? Are you there? No, I don't need to be there because I already know their natures. And I know how the natures work. And I know how they interact with each other. So let me just tell you. Beyonce is a Virgo. She's a Virgo. And Beyonce, by the way, I have a book. I finished my book. Yes, the name of the book is Living According to Your Nature. And in this book, I talk about all the natures. I talk about their roles and purposes in life. And I talk about a whole array of things. This is the first book. The second book is going to be pertaining to dating. how you can use the first book and use it to learn how to date, because we need to learn how to date, because we have been dating all wrong. And when I talk about Jay-Z and Beyonce's relationship, you're gonna understand. Okay, so Beyonce is a Virgo, and Virgos are entertainers. It's the ultimate entertainer nature. I mean, they are the ultimate when it comes to entertainment. And one thing about Virgo nature, Virgo energy, Virgo chemistry is everything is long term. Everything is long term. Everything they do, everything they say, everything they buy is about long term. This is why most people that find themselves a Virgo, and if you're a man and you're a born Virgo, or your mother is a born Virgo, you'll probably find that when you go shopping for clothes, because most Virgos have a lot of clothes, when you go shopping for clothes, you look for clothes that have a lot of quality. It's all about quality, because, when you buy something that's quality, it means it's going to last, It's going to last a couple of years. And so it's Virgos, they're all about longevity. So if I buy this coat needs to last at least 10 years, Not saying, and the crazy part about it is they probably won't even wear it. Even out of those 10 years, they probably might wear it 1 year, because they will have bought another coat that they liked, that was stylish and fashionable, and then they'll just wear that coat, and they'll just keep buying coats. And next thing you know, they got a closet full of coats, like 20 or 30 deep. But this is how they are. So they're perfectionists. They're great at dressing, impeccable dressers. Like, if I was famous, which hopefully one day I will be, if I was famous and I needed a stylist, I needed a person to pick up my clothes, a person that would dress me, I would get a Virgo. Hands down. They're the best. They're the best. So, Michael Jackson, Virgo. They are everything. They can fulfill all the roles. When some people, they might have a dream, and they might, and in that dream there might be many different components, and some people would say, well, you can't do everything by yourself. That's not true. If you're a Capricorn, you're a Taurus, you're a Virgo, you can do everything by yourself. You can fulfill all the roles. Beyonce, Michael Jackson, perfect examples of Virgo energy: producer, writer, choreographer, they're everything, the whole show. And so, Beyonce's a Virgo. Now, Jay-Z. Jay-Z is Jay-Z is a born Sagittarius. And I found out that his mother is a Virgo. So this explains why Jay-Z has such longevity in the industry. Virgo energy is long term. So everything they do is long term. So these individuals that are Virgos and they're in entertainment, they're going to experience in their career longevity. And so, Jay-Z's been around forever. So, case in point, Virgo energy, perfectionist, business-minded, masterful at business. This is Virgo energy, and both of them are Virgos. So this makes sense why they are billionaires, because you got two ultimate entertainers, ultimate business people together as one. But there's a problem. There's a problem in that relationship. Well, actually, there's two problems. The number one problem is Jay-Z is a born Sagittarius. This is the fire. This is the other side of Jay-Z that Beyonce sees that she doesn't like. And we see it too. Especially in the infidelity, aspect. As beautiful as Beyonce is, and as talented as Beyonce is, she's the ultimate woman. He still, has eyes for other women, and he stepped out. And I can guarantee you, half of these women that he stepped out on Beyonce for, they couldn't even hold a candle, to Beyonce. Not even a one of those little tea light candles. Like, really? Like, you went and jeopardized your whole marriage for that when you got that right there? But, Sagittarius, it's not necessarily a monogamous nature. Now, I know there's going to be somebody out there that's a Sagittarius, and they're going to be like, oh, I'm not like that. Okay, whatever. Chances are you probably were raised by somebody that had a monogamous nature, or chances are you have a mother that has a monogamous nature, or you have a monogamous nature and your mother might be the fire nature, might be the Sagittarius. So, because you got to remember, men live through two natures, not just one. Women live through one nature. Men live through two natures. They live through their mother nature, and then they live through their born nature. But the mother nature is the foundation, it's the root. So it is the beginning of all their behaviors. And the influence on the foundation of their mother's behaviors will be their born nature. Now, sometimes some men will be born under the same constellation as their mother. Their mother might be a Capricorn, and they may be born a Capricorn. So they're only going to experience life through the Capricorn energy, which is earth, rooted, grounded, and structured. That's all they know. But if your mother is a Capricorn and you are an Aries, well, now you have to live life through two different natures. You have to live life through a fire nature, and you have to live life through earth nature. So in a lot of aspects of your life, you're going to be very rooted, grounded, and structured. And then in a lot of aspects of your life, you're going to be very free. And it's going to be a lot of times a conflict. Your earth nature is going to convict your fire nature, because, the fire within you, that those desires, those wants, those things that you don't really talk about, those things are in complete conflict with the other side of you. So a lot of people do live a very conflicted life. The best the best way to identify a conflict is these individuals will find themselves to feel two different ways about one topic. And relationships is like the easiest first thing to identify, because one side of them wants to be in a relationship, and then the other side just wants to be free, and that's a complete contradiction and conflict. It's like, which side are you on? What do you really want? And they usually find themselves in life just like tossing and turning, and pretty much dying alone. So based on the information that I have, Jay-Z is a born Sagittarius, and his mother's a Virgo, and Queen B, she is a Virgo herself. Now, I can just tell you right now, they argue all the time. And it's not just because of the Sagittarius. It's because of the Virgo. Two Virgos, if you put two Virgos in a relationship, not necessarily a friendship, a relationship, they are going to fight, period. I don't know why. They're both earth natures, but I think I do know why. When you're an earth nature person, you're a natural born leader. You don't need to follow anyone. You don't really need anybody to tell you what to do. You already know what to do. Even when you don't know what to do, you still know what to do. So you got it's like two bulls in the pen. Like, that's not gonna work, you know? Two leaders, two chiefs, it doesn't work. Somebody has to be the leader and somebody has to be the follower. And we got two leaders right now. We got two Virgos in a relationship. Now, one thing I did notice, I'm not a Jay-Z fan and I'm not a Beyoncé fan. I just so happen to have been dragged to the Beyoncé movie, which is, she's a brilliant businesswoman. I mean, think about it. She goes on tour, right? She takes all your money, dry. You have spent all the money on these plane tickets. You have spent all this money on the outfits. You set yourself back at least 6 months, you know. They have a good time. She got your money, right? And then she goes and makes a movie about the same concert that you went to, and you go and see the movie. Well, now she's going to make millions off that. And now she has a brand new album. Brilliant. Anyways, I noticed in the movie that Jay-Z does not get too involved in like the process of her shows. I noticed that he wasn't around. When she was on stage, you know, she wants things this way. She wants the dancers to do this. You know, she's a female Michael Jackson. I noticed that he was not present. I noticed that he was separate from, he separated himself from that. And now I understand why. Because they both know what they want. You know, they both can see what they want individually. And so, you know, him interjecting into her projects would cause a huge heated argument because she knows what she wants. She's a natural born leader. She's a Virgo. She's the ultimate entertainer. You know, you do you and I do me. But now here's the thing. Because of Jay-Z's mother being a Virgo, this is the foundation of all his behaviors. And because Beyonce is a Virgo. Now remember, Virgo energy, Virgo chemistry is all about longevity. Everything they do is long term. And now we got to remember, we got to focus on Jay-Z's Sagittariusness. Now, you know, we know that he was caught with some other women. We know this to be true. And we have to understand why. This is because the Sagittarius side of him likes variety. They like to explore. They like to do things outside of tradition, you know. But at the same time, you know, he's a Virgo. He's a family man. He's all about his family. He loves his family. He loves his family. But there's this other side of him, that Sagittariusness, that fire, that needs that excitement. They want to do all that really non-traditional stuff when it comes to sex because they're very free when it comes to sex. They're very freer, much more free than Beyonce would ever be. There's a lot of things that Jay-Z would probably want to do that Beyonce would never do. And if I got Jay-Z to tell the truth, he would probably tell me that Beyonce is boring. She's boring. She's boring. She's boring. She's boring. She's boring. She's boring. Yeah. While I might appreciate her. Yeah, I think I would. But, so, here's my prediction. Yes, Beyonce and Jay-Z have been together a long time. And it's expected that they will be together a long time because they are both Virgos. Foundation of Jay-Z is a Virgo. Beyonce is a Virgo. Jay-Z is a born Sagittarius. Now, if we take the Virgo out, Sagittarius, Virgo, doomed from the day that they laid eyes on each other. Won't work. Now, you may think it will work because they may have been together a long time. But here's the thing. If you're a Virgo, if you're a Capricorn, if you're a Taurus, you're going to find yourself doing things long term. Everything you do is going to be long term, whether it's good for you or whether it's bad for you. A lot of times, these individuals that are Tauruses, Virgos, Capricorns, they will find themselves in situations and circumstances, they will find themselves in relationships way longer than they should have been or should be in, because they are so strong, they're so tolerant, they're so patient, they can just, they last long term. They don't give up very easy. They're fighters, so they're gonna fight for their relationship, when guess what? They've just wasted 20 years. They've just wasted 30 years fighting for something that was never going to work in the first place. So that's why the workshops that I do are so beneficial, because you can come to a workshop and I promise you, when you walk away, you're going to walk away with something. You're going to walk away with something very valuable, very tangible, if you listen, that you can use in your life to help you navigate through life, through people, and help you understand people, understand your mother, your brother, your sister, your uncle. So my prediction, back to my point, my prediction is this: one day, yes, one day, you guys are gonna wake up, and I know it's gonna be catastrophic. It's gonna be probably more catastrophic than the rapture. I mean, it might actually be the rapture. This might actually be the second coming of Christ. One day you guys are going to wake up and the news headline is going to read, Jay-Z and Beyoncé are done. Yes. One day you're going to wake up and that is going to be the headline. Oh yes, trust me. Just remember, I told you this. Now, moving on. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to Whitney and Bobby Brown. Wow. Now, that was a roller coaster. It was a roller coaster. It was wild. It was crazy. Like, when the reality show came out, we saw sides of Whitney Houston that we never imagined. Like, this girl is wild. She's crazy. You're like, whoa, Whitney, really? Wow. Because we always thought of her as being the darling. She's really pretty. And that's the thing about Leos. Well, Whitney Houston's a Leo, by the way. That's the thing about Leos. Leos are, they're very charming. They're usually very handsome, very cute, very petite, usually in a lot of cases. Usually very small, sometimes very short, but very well put together, just beautiful, just gorgeous. But get their time wrong. Oh my God, get their time wrong. Father Jesus, we pray, and God, that you protect us. You're in trouble. So Whitney Houston is a Leo. She was born Leo. Bobby Brown is an Aquarius. He's an Aquarius. He's an air nature. Now, I can look at this relationship and I can see how it worked. Now, we could not find out what Bobby Brown's mother's birthday is, so we really don't know who Bobby Brown is. We just know that he is a born Aquarius. But we don't know his foundational nature. We really don't know the foundation of who he is. We would know that if we could find out what his mother's birthday is. So if anybody can find out what his mother's birthday is, let me know. I'll revisit this and I can tell you even better. But based on the information that I have right now, we're looking at Whitney being a Leo, and that's a fire nature. And Bobby Brown being an Aquarius. That's an air nature. Now, let's think about this. Just based on this information right here, we can understand why it worked. We can understand why it worked. We can understand why it worked because, think about a barbecue. Barbecue. You light the fire, right? Now, what keeps the fire going? What keeps the fire burning? It's the air. It's the air. Without the air, if you take away the air, the fire doesn't burn. It won't be what it's supposed to be, all wild and crazy and burning everything down and just spreading itself all over the place. It won't do it. You have to have the air. So, Bobby being an air nature, Whitney being a fire nature, it worked. Now, to us, it seems chaotic. Now, to those people that have a fire or an air nature within them, you probably would not see their relationship as being crazy. Or you could appreciate the craziness because, it's in your nature to kind of do what they do. They fight and fuck. They fight and have sex. It's exciting, it's exhilarating. It's great, if you have a fire or air nature within you, you'll find that you like to what you would call debate. We're just debating. We're just having a conversation. Now, if you're on the other end of that and you just so happen to be an earth or a water nature, you're not going to use those two words, debate or a conversation. No, this sounds like an argument. This sounds like an argument to me. It's giving me argument vibes because, you're saying what you're saying and I'm saying what I'm saying. And I'm feeling really upset or I'm in my feelings right now about what's going on or what's being said or what's being talked about. And you're not understanding how I'm feeling, and so it causes an argument. Now, to that person, it's exciting, you're mad, you're upset. Okay, well let's go to bed or let's fuck. That's usually how it works for the air and the fire. So, but I can understand why this relationship worked. This relationship worked, and actually, it would actually last. It would actually last because there's actually reciprocity between the two natures. Now, her being a Leo, she's a balanced nature, so she's the balance. She can move in the masculine, and she can move in the feminine. The Leo is the balance. Now, Bobby being the Aquarius, we don't know what his mother is, but based on what we know, his mother's the Aquarius, which is the feminine energy of the air nature. So her being a balanced nature, she can be the feminine or the masculine, and him being the feminine of the air, it works. It works. It works. And I would tell you that Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston, their marriage would last longer and will last longer if they were both present here. I know Bobby's still here and I know Whitney's gone, but I'm just saying if they were both still present here, Beyoncé and Jay-Z would be divorced before Whitney and Bobby. That's all I'm saying. If you want to come on live, come on live. I'm done with the celebrities. The next time I come on, I'm going to talk about some more celebrity relationships. I'm probably going to pick some more current celebrity relationships so I can make my predictions. And so later on, you can go back and be like, damn, he did say Beyoncé and Jay-Z were going to break up. Like, how the fuck did he know that? And then my likes and views will go up, and then people will buy my book, and then, I can retire and live somewhere in Bermuda or Liberia. If you want to come on live, let me know. In the meantime, I guess, with whatever time I got left. Jamarcus Riggins What about Pisces and Cancer compatibility? Okay. So we're just talking about Pisces and Cancer energy and chemistry, and that's it. No other natures within that. Just Pisces and Cancer. I'm gonna tell you that eventually it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Why? Because there's no reciprocity between the two energies. One problem is the Pisces is the water, and the Cancer is the water. And so when we think about relationships, when we talk about relationships is a cup. It's a cup. And you're taking two elements. The two elements is you and the other person, and you're pouring it into this one cup, because that's what a relationship is. It's one, a union. And so if you take a cup and you pour a cup of water in, and you take another cup of water and you pour it in that same cup, what's going to happen? It's going to overflow. It's going to be too much water. It's not going to fit. So it's going to be too much emotions. And neither of you will be able to hold each other because the water doesn't hold. So both of you will find yourselves needing to be held, but the water doesn't hold the water. The water just makes more water, and it spills all over the place and makes a mess, and somebody has to come along and clean it up, and it's like a flood. It's like a tsunami. It's too much water. And what happens when you have too much water? It becomes destructive. It just doesn't work. Now, you will have a lot of commonalities. It'll be almost like having a relationship with your twin sister or your twin brother. You guys are just alike. You're just alike. So you both live in the world through your feelings and emotions. You feel everything. Your feelings and emotions are in everything. So who's there to hold you? Now, because you're men, I would need to know what your mothers are, or what the mothers of these two individuals or these two natures we're talking about. I would need to know what their energies and chemistries are to really give you 100% view of the outcome of that relationship. But just based on two water natures, a Pisces and a Cancer, it won't work. You can make it work. I mean, you're going to be doing a lot of work, but eventually you're going to get tired. You're going to get tired of it, and you're going to break up. So it would be a waste of time. If you are a Cancer, if you're a Pisces, your best bet is to find you someone that is earth nature. Because these people are givers. The givers, these people, they hold, they would be the best to tend to all of those emotions. Because, let me just tell you, my grandmother's a Cancer, and she's very heavy. She's very heavy. Pisces, extremely heavy. And, I'm a Scorpio, partially, and some people would probably say it's very heavy to hold me to. I don't, maybe. I don't think so. But, yeah. But, yeah. So, it won't work. What's a Pisces' best compatible sign? So, Pisces being a feminine energy, it's a feminine energy. When the Pisces energy is coming through a man, even though he's a man, the things that he does is going to be more along the lines of what a woman would do as a water nature. Capricorn is the same way. Capricorns, if it's a feminine energy, it's the feminine of the earth, and Capricorn energy coming through a man is going to have behaviors that are closely associated with females. For instance, you had a Capricorn father and he had 2 daughters. You had a Virgo father and 2 daughters. The Capricorn father most likely would find out how to braid little girls' hair, and would braid his little girl's hair himself. That's the mother. That's the feminine energy. That's the feminine chemistry. The Virgo would probably find someone and pay them to braid their little girl's hair. That's the masculine energy. That's kind of like the difference between the two. My mom is a Capricorn. That's probably why she's my best friend. Crown King 86. The Pisces I dated was always pouting. I couldn't stand. Oh my God. The Pisces and the pouting. If you are not equipped to deal with the Pisces pout, God bless you. God bless you. So, Jamarcus is Jamarcus, I think you're a Capricorn. Yeah, you're a Capricorn. And your mother's a Capricorn. So you're a pure Capricorn. So, your best bet is to find a man that is a Pisces. And if you really want it to really, really be perfect, you need to find a man that has a mother that's a Pisces as well to match your Capricorn, your double Capricornness. You will find in relationships, you'll do better in relationships where you hold and they need to be held. Because you're a natural born leader. You don't need to be led. You don't need to follow. So you need someone that will support you. And the Pisces is built and made to support the Capricorn. Now, let me just clear this up. Let me just say this. Will you, when you can identify the energy and chemistry of a person that you're supposed to be with, will each of these individuals that you meet, will you like all of them? No. Because there are other factors in play. But when you get the foundation right, you can build the house any kind of way you want. But if the foundation is right, if it's solid, then the house is going to stand. Even if the walls fall down, even if the roof gets washed away, if the foundation is right, you can always build another house on the foundation. So when we talk about relationships, we want to get the foundation right. We want to make sure that the foundation is good. So here's the thing. You're a double Capricorn. And you're rooted, you're grounded, you're structured, and you're a leader. You don't need to be led. And why would you get into a relationship with anyone that has a fire nature within them? Because when you put the fire and the earth together, well, what happens? Either the earth puts out the fire or the fire burns the earth. Doesn't work. There's no reciprocity. That's why you need a water nature. Okay. Okay. So, Jamarcus is a born Pisces, and his mother is a Capricorn. And now I understand why he says that's why we're best friends. Yes, that is exactly why you're best friends. You will find in life that people that are Capricorns, you will be very attracted to. You'll be very, very attracted to people that are Capricorns. And it's very interesting because this can radiate even through apps. If you're a person that's on apps and, you're flipping through pictures and you see a picture of a person and it really intrigues you, and you find yourself maybe going back looking at them, or admiring them, or you might actually reach out to them, chances are they probably have the nature within them that you're supposed to be with. I mean, you can actually feel it through pictures. I'm a witness to it. But yes, so Jamarcus, Jamarcus, so you're a born Pisces and your mother's a Capricorn. Okay. So you need to be with someone that's just like you, but opposite of you. You need someone that's a born Capricorn and their mother is a Pisces. And that way it'll balance out this Pisces Capricorn thing you got going on, because you're ruled by your mother's nature. So you're more Capricorn than you are Pisces. And so you need someone that's more Pisces than they are Capricorn to balance, each other out. Now, can you do things a little different? Yeah, you can. But I would tell you, and just you, because based on your natures, we're talking Pisces, we're talking Capricorn. You do not need to date anyone, whether it's their born nature or their mother's nature. No one that's a born Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Aquarius, Gemini, or a Libra. Run. Sorry. Run. And I'm only telling them to run because these natures will not fulfill him the way he needs, that needs to be fulfilled. And these natures will not give him the things that he needs to be in a healthy relationship. Even tonight when I was talking to some of my guests and we got onto the topic of compromise. And, he said, oh, you should be willing to compromise. And so, I asked him, I said, well, does compromise equate to happiness? And I gave him the car analogy. If you want a Ferrari with red interior, I don't know, rims, whatever, bells, whistles, you go in the car lot and they say, well, we got a Ferrari, but it's got everything you wanted, but it doesn't have the red interior. It just has regular black interior. And it doesn't have the rims that you wanted. It doesn't spin or light up or whatever. It doesn't have this on the back. And you say, well, I want a Ferrari. It's here. It's convenient. Because some people get in relationships for convenience. It's convenient. Okay. And you say, you know what? Maybe I don't need the red interior. Maybe I can do without it. I don't necessarily have to have the rims right now. I can do it later. You get in the car and yeah, you're driving. You got a Ferrari. But are you really happy? Did you really get what you wanted? You compromised. And the compromise doesn't equate to happiness, because you would be more happier if you had the red interior. You'd be more happier if you had the rims, whatever, the bells and whistles. So does compromise lead to happiness? It doesn't. Now, I teach constellation map and constellation dating. I teach it the perfect way, And I know some people will say, oh, Tony, the chances of me finding a double Pisces or a double Capricorn or whatever, that's slim and none. It takes time. I will say it does take time. And not everyone you meet you will like. I mean, there's still attraction. You still got to be attracted to the person. Just because you find yourself attractive doesn't mean that I'm going to think you're attractive. And just because I might think that I'm attractive doesn't mean that you're going to find me attractive. And then, there's culture. There's culture. I've met some men that match me perfectly, but, the culture was different. It was like they're African, I'm American. That's a big cultural difference. Could it work? Yeah, it would stand a much better chance of working than me being with someone where I'm not supposed to be with them, because just as I taught tonight, you can't be with everyone that you find attractive. You can't date everyone that you find attractive. You can't date everyone that you see yourself with. I mean, because it's a mutual thing. They have to see themselves with you too. And once again, sexual compatibility. That's another factor. I've met some men that it would have worked. It would have worked perfectly, but we weren't sexually compatible. So you have to move on. And I guess like I say, I can teach you how to do things differently. And there's gonna be some people that say, you know what, Tony, fuck this. I want to date this guy. I don't give a damn. He's a Leo and his mother's an Aries. I don't care what you say. I want to be with him. I can teach you. Yes, I can teach you all about the individual, what to expect, and the things that you're gonna need to do to keep this person happy. And you're gonna have to do some things. You're gonna have to do some things, especially if it's a double Leo. I dated a double Leo. Love him to death. He's beautiful man. But he's a lot. He's a lot. He's more than I'm willing to sacrifice. Okay, gray eyes, 50. I don't know what you're talking about. She was I don't know. So it's like two bottoms or two tops. Yeah. Two bottoms, two tops. It won't work. Now here's the thing. Two tops and two bottoms actually would work. It would actually work best with individuals that have the fire and the air nature within them. If they have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, these individuals are very liberal when it comes to sex. And they don't have sex emotionally. They know how to separate the two. So, yeah, two bottoms, let's just say one's an Aries and one's a Leo, and they decide they want to be in a relationship for some odd, strange reason. I don't know why two bottoms would be in a relationship. Doesn't make sense to me, but that's just me. They decide they want to be in a relationship. Yeah, it's in their nature to be able to go and have sex with the same person or have sex with different people, and they might do it together. That's their relationship. I couldn't do it. Yeah, and two tops. If they are Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, very free, much more free when it comes to sex. Much more liberal when it comes to sex. Very open-minded when it comes to sex. Yes, two tops, I could definitely see being in a relationship for some strange reason. And, they might have a bottom between them or a couple of bottoms between them. They might do things together and do things separately. And it works for them, because of their natures. Now, I can just tell you right now, if you have water natures and earth natures, and two bottoms, and if they're earth and water natures, that's not gonna work because they're gonna be too clingy, too possessive. Because these individuals, they like one person, one partner, it's very difficult for them to bring another person into the relationship. I'm not saying that they can't do it. I'm not saying that they can't do it. I'm not saying that they probably haven't done it, but it's not going to be their first choice. It's not going to be the thing that they wake up in the morning and, want to do. It's usually a reason behind it, or it's probably because of another person. They're trying to appease another person that's a little bit more open-minded when it comes to sex. I know somebody wanted to come on live, and I was so busy running my mouth. But if you want to come on live, let me know, because I'm going to wrap this up. Because, until I make it big, I got to work. But I think this has been a great Tony Talks. Well, not Tony Talks, relationship therapy. I'm so used to doing Tony Talks. So, as you guys know, finished my book. It's going to be coming out soon. And it's called Living According to Your Nature. I'm going to make it an ebook, and I'm going to actually make it a physical book. So stay tuned. I also am starting back my business, the birthday store. And I know everybody has a birthday. Everybody has a birthday. I love birthdays. And it only makes sense for me to have a business, dedicated to birthdays. So I'm bringing back the birthday store, and we have some really, really nice birthday gear to help you celebrate your special day. It only comes once a year. And each year that it comes, you should celebrate it. You should buy a shirt, a sweatshirt, a jersey. You should buy a sweatsuit. You should buy something to help celebrate and let people know, bitch, it's my fucking birthday. Yes, it's my birthday. And I'm bringing that back. I'm going to be introducing first, drum roll, the Aries. Aries season is coming up. And so make your orders real soon. I'm going to release it real soon. So make your orders. And then, of course, after the Aries comes the Taurus. So Taurus, I got you guys coming. And I'm working a month ahead until I get through all the constellations. And then, Virgo, Scorpio, on. But yes, the birthday store is coming back. And as you guys know, if you follow me, I moved to Cleveland to start a career in politics. I know some people would probably say, Tony, why in the world would you want to do politics? And I ask myself that question all the time. But I guess when God is, calls you to do something, you got to do what you got to do. Whether you want to do it or whether you don't want to do it. So, as you guys know, District 20 here in Cleveland, Ohio. If you live in Cleveland, Ohio, District 20, Senate, House of Representatives Senate down in Columbus, Georgia. Not Columbus, Georgia. Oh, Lord Jesus. What is it? Columbus, Ohio, right? I think, yeah, Columbus, Ohio. Am I right? There will be no one on the ballot. No one's going to be on the ballot. Nobody's going to be the Democratic nominee on the ballot. So the only way a person can be the Democratic nominee in November will be by being a write-in candidate. You will have to write the person's name in. So just remember that. You got to write person's name in. If you live in District 20, you got to write person's name in. So when you go to the ballot and you live in Ohio and you're in District 20, I want you to write my name in so that I can go on to challenge the Republican nominee for the District 20 seat here in Cleveland, Ohio. And it's very important because, I'm a Democrat, and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with being a Republican, but I'm very scared. I'm very scared of the way the Republicans talk and the things that they're talking about and the people that they're supporting and the blind eyes that they're turning their heads to, or the things that people are doing that they're turning their heads to or from. I'm not comfortable with it, you know. The leader of the party, I'm really not comfortable with his rhetoric. Yeah, the economy might be great, but you know, I don't want to be a slave. I'm just saying. So I think it's very important that we make sure that we keep the Democrats, because they are the only party right now that's sounding a little bit more sane than the Republicans. I'm just saying. Anyways, you guys, I gotta go. But it has been great. It has been wonderful talking to you guys. I love you guys so much. So remember, March 24th is going to be the next workshop here in Cleveland, Ohio. It's going to be on a Sunday. To the venue, it is to be announced. I don't know yet. And I don't know the time, but when I do get those things, do get the information together, I'm going to pass it on to you. But guys, I got to go. I love you guys. Thanks so much for watching. And I hope that this was really interesting. Until then, people, I love you. Good night. Peace.